Shattered Vale might just be the best Dark Eve for Zombies map that I have played. It's really good. Like, I didn't expect it to be this good. Especially since coming back out of the tomb, I was actually expecting a lackluster map, but yet they actually managed to beat my expectations and release a really good map. And the layout is really good. I mean, you got some pretty good open areas, but you also have these tight corridors that makes this map pretty challenging. That's really good. And to top it all off, you also have great sound design, great music, like really good music. They topped like any other maps in Black Ops 6 so far, and they actually made a really good main quest. It's insane. Plus, it brought back some beloved wonder weapons like the Ray Gun Mark II and the Wonder Waff. When they added the new variants for the Mark II, they actually did a good job of making each one feel really distinct. None of the variants feel like the same thing. Whereas if you were to use any swords in Citadel de More, they all really feel the same besides their small special abilities. But in Shattered Vale, if I wanted to use a variant of the Mark II, I can grab the SMG variant, the shotgun variant, and even the marksman variant. And some people say that they're tired of having so many different wonder weapon variants, having them be mandatory to progress through the main quest. I actually don't see a problem with that, and using these wonder weapon variants to unlock new portions of the map is a really good idea. So in Shattered Vale, you use these wonder weapon variants to open up a portal through these paintings, so you can access the trial room to charge the Sentinel artifact. And that's really cool, having 3 trials that you have to complete in order to access the boss fight. And surprisingly, I have come across like 0 bugs whatsoever in this map. I haven't really come across any issues whatsoever. Like typically there'd be like a couple bugs here and there, like in Citadel de More when that first launched. But surprisingly, I haven't found anything yet. But there is that one incident that Mr. Waffle Waffles found when he was playing, where he got this white screen bug with the boss while he was playing in a duos match. Thankfully, that didn't happen to me whenever I played with other people, so maybe they patched that pretty fast. But other than that, I think the map is pretty flawless when it comes to bugs. And another cool thing with your Easter eggs is that they're providing the tools that you need to complete certain steps. So in Shattered Vale, in order to get one of the Mark II upgrades, you need to get this canister that's stuck in this zombie spawn. And the only way to get it is by getting a Casimir and throwing it down to have it get sucked into the playable area. Well, they actually provide you with a Casimir that you can find in the tunnels next to this concrete pile. Another one of these canisters require you to use a tomahawk and a Molotov to first throw the tomahawks at the pipeline to make it burst, and then throw a Molotov into this broken gas chamber to make the gas explode and pop out into the canister. And they also have these scattered across the map for you to pick up before you do these steps. That concept is actually pretty cool, and I'd like to see them use that more in their future maps. And so far, the only map that's really got me excited for what's to come with the future maps has been Shattered Vale. Now don't get me wrong, I have been excited with the storyline with Terminus and Citadel and more, but that really shut off when the Tomb launched, because the Tomb just had nothing. None of them talked besides some leftover dialogue. So I was coming into Shattered Vale with very low expectations, but holy crap, I was blown away. Shattered Vale so far has been like my most favorite map to play Easter egg wise than any of the other maps so far in Black Ops 6. And I haven't even done a single side Easter egg yet. I haven't done a single side quest. And now there is one problem, and that is the boss. Now the boss is really good, but it is not solo friendly, period. I mean, you probably have to nerf it a bit for solo players, but I did not see or feel a difference between playing the boss in solo or duos. In fact, it was just easier to do it in duos than it was to do it in solo. Now, the first 2 phases are pretty easy when doing a solo, but once you get into the 3rd and 4th stage, that is when it gets stupid challenging. I mean, the T-Rex will just start sprinting after you and just biting you, and each bite takes like half your health bar away with Juggernaut. This is armor and Juggernaut, and half your health bar is depleted. That's crazy. And so if you get hit twice from the T-Rex, you're done. You get knocked down or just lose. And so the only way to really save yourself from that is by using a chopper gunner. And I've tried other equipment. I've accidentally brought in a war machine instead of chopper gunner, and that was a mistake. The war machine does zilch against the Z-Rex. It does nothing. So the best thing to do is to grab a chopper gunner so that you can have a brief second to calm down from all the adrenaline. Like, holy crap. Like, when I beat the boss, I was so shook up on adrenaline that I had trouble sleeping. It was that intense of a boss fight doing a solo. It was crazy. It took me like 2 tries beforehand to even beat it. Like, I'd say this boss is harder than the Tomb if you do it solo. Like, I can nail the Tomb boss easily without a problem. So I'll probably say the Tomb has a harder boss fight out of the other previous maps. But the Shattered Vale tops that easily. They do not kid around when it comes to their boss fights. They're both hard, challenging, and fun at the same time. But there is a good thing when playing this in solo. If you lose your self-revive, Richtofen will actually drop you one to problem is, you gotta make sure that you can grab it before you get killed. Like, it's gonna be a really hard moment there, trying to get to self-revive while getting chased by a bunch of zombies, toxic zombies, and a T-Rex at the same time. And yes, I did struggle with the boss with 2 self-revives. And so when I actually did the boss with a friend, it was super easy. I mean, you're not always being targeted by the Z-Rex. It will target your teammates occasionally so that you have a slight breathing room. Yes, pretty much at this point, it's a bragging right to actually beat the boss solo. Turns out there's also a secret version of this boss, and the only way you can actually get to it is by playing the boss past round 100. So they actually gave a reason for high rounders to do the boss. Once the T-Rex gets to its third phase, the announcer will say a line like you're in a special round. And then the Z-Rex will actually get much angrier and faster. The boss gets super hard past this point, where it's even worse to do a solo. Now, I haven't even bothered to attempt it, but I've seen people actually try to do it, and it is crazy. So the fact that they're actually adding more for the zombie community to actually engage in the newest maps and to actually get hyped for any of the future maps is really good so far. Oh yeah, also voice actors are back. The voice actors are actually back, and well, hopefully the original voice actors. I'm hoping they didn't replace them, but we actually have story back. We actually get proper cutscenes this time. So sadly, we still don't have an intro cutscene for Shattered Veil, but we at least get a pre-boss cutscene and an after cutscene with actual dialogue. And the cutscenes are actually good. So I'd say so far that as long as Treyarch continues to do what they're doing with zombies right now, with Shattered Veil and going on forward, I'd say we'll be doing pretty good. And what I'd like to hopefully see is that they actually top their old maps. I would love to see them do that, but I don't think that'll be the case. And also, here's another thing while I'm thinking about it. Why did they change Quick Revive's jingle to this version that nobody wanted? Why didn't they instead take one of their older versions that they made themselves without any copyright and put it in the game? Like the Shadows of Evil version. That version of the Quick Revive jingle is really good. They could put that jingle in instead, but they decided not to do that and just make some crappy version. I don't care why they would do that. They own the rights to the Shadows of Evil version, but they didn't bother to use that instead. Like, I think it would honestly fit. Okay, so now that it's been a couple of days since I last recorded, I've actually got the chance to try out some of the side Easter eggs, and they are really good. There's a side Easter egg that requires you to interact with this grandfather clock on round 11, and only on round 11, and then you gotta end the round while lying down on Rick Toffin's bed, and once the round transitions, you'll go to sleep and then wake up, and there'll be sleeping zombies everywhere. So now you need to move around these zombies without waking them up, and go to this chest to get some loot. But in order to get the best loot, you need to find this armored zombie with different colored Z's floating around his head, where you can pick up the key that he has, and then open up the chest to get the best loot. That is a really cool side Easter egg, and it's like my most favorite one for this map so far. Then we have this jump scare Easter egg. In the previous maps, when Treyarch implemented these side Easter eggs, there typically wouldn't be any rewards for finding the jump scare. But for this one, once you do get jump scared, you'll actually get a bunch of loot. Now this one requires you to use a thermal scope and look through the windows to find this ghost. And you gotta stay there a couple of seconds for the ghost to appear, but it's really cool. So there's also a side Easter egg where you can get a friendly vermin that can turn into a parasite and then a doppelgast. Now to do this, you need to go all across the map and find these Mr. Peaks parts. And then you need to collect every single one, and then go over to this doghouse location here and start building back up Mr. Peaks. And so once he's assembled, he'll jump into the doghouse and out will pop Donut, the friendly vermin. So over time, Donut will turn into a parasite and then into a doppelgast. So sadly, he doesn't last long, which kind of sucks because I was hoping to be like a permanent friendly zombie Easter egg for one of these maps, but I guess not. It's still pretty cool though. I also now know a few more things about the boss. You can jump onto the dino's back. Yeah. So that just adds a whole other method just to defeat the dinosaur. I'm so far really tempted just to give Shattered Veil a 10 out of 10. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it at a 9 out of 10. It's a really, really good map. It really blew like everybody's expectations away. So I hope that the next future maps for Black Ops 6 will be really good or much better than Shattered Veil. So we'll just have to wait and see.